All right, ready, cut, roll. Take two. This is okay. All right, this is Jumal Lewis, life path number two. Today is the second day. Well, I'm not gonna tell you what month it is because then I got to do this video over and over again. We're just gonna stay with life path two. All right. So today is gonna be the day that all you people that have a life path two or birthday two, you're going to be able to enjoy this energy and be able to relate to this energy. But most of all, people that are born with this life path are very special people. Here's the reason why. There's a lot of combinations that you might get for, say, adding up all the numbers in your birthday, as which how you get life path, and adding up to 10, so you get a 1 and a 0. So one life paths are more common. Adding up to 21 or adding up to 12, so you can find a 3 in there pretty easy, and a lot of other numbers. But to reduce down to an 11, right, which is the closest thing you're gonna find to 2, is more. It happens more often that you'll find an 11 than you'll find someone that adds up to 20 in their life path and to be a 2. Right? So twos are really unique people, but here's the thing: we need to have them, right? The thing with twos is that, in terms of personality, they are the most empathic, intuitive, diplomatic, smooth, easygoing, smooth things over, bring peace to them, right? And it is because it's a feminine energy. It doesn't mean that a person who is a male that's a two light path is feminine, but it just means that the energy is a feminine energy, is a soft kind of energy. With two, the challenges that twos run across is, which is also the blessings, is two is all about couples. So pulling two people together. The first time that you could find two together in one body is a mother. And so if you look at the shape of a two, it's like a little swan, right? It's that kind of motherly energy, like a swan, and basically that swan is taking protection over the little swanlets, gooselets. These things I think they're called, right? But that's what's happening with that, right? So think of that energy, very soft, very protective, very diplomatic as well. Okay, so twos are not really about ruffling feathers, so to speak, with this one analogy and everything, but they're really about being empathic and loving and bringing together partnership. Twos also very honest, very loyal. So if a two says that they love you, believe that they do, because that's just how they are. That's how they rock. That's how they roll, right? What else about twos? Now here's where the conflict comes in. Right? Everybody wants to be number one. Most people don't want to be number two, but number one is only number one because there's a number two. So for people who are number two, beware of your strength and be aware of it. You know, because without you, there's no CEO, there's none of that stuff. But it's just not. Is your karma is to play that supporting role, right? And that is where you find your strength. Okay, so example I like to use is little guy. His name is I think it's Tigerian. Um, the guy from now I'm drawing the blank. Not Lord of the Rings. Game of Thrones. Game of Thrones. Right? Tyrion. Right? The little guy. He's a part behind the throne. He is the one that consults to the Dragon Queen. Right? But the Dragon Queen is the one that people like to look at. Oh, look at the Dragon Queen. Right? But is Tyrion, sorry, he is the one that is the part behind the throne. He is the one that she goes to seek answers from. She is the one that, sorry, he is the one that helps to check her ego or check her from going overboard. And so the first follower is actually the first person that gives credence to the leader, right? Because without you, no one knows how to follow this leader, or actually that this person is even ever a leader, right? So with your position, it is meant to be the power behind the throne, which most twos are happy to be the power behind the throne. It's just that because in our society for the last 1900 years, or for the last 100 years, with the 1 and the 9 being up front. A lot of the focus has been on being number one, the best country, the best military power, the best whatever, and then the 9 with all the zeal, and and idealism, has always been this number one, the stars and everything else. But really and truly, the 2 is the first star outside of the star. In other words, the 2 is the moon. The 1 or 3 would be a sun. They always want to be center state, but it is that moon that gives us relevance at night. And the moon is very soft. It is fertility, it is feminine, it is water, it is all those kinds of things, right? So the sun is hot and is aggressive, it makes you sweat, but the moon is very calming.